a lot of things have been happening in recent months that are discouraging to those of us involved in the anti-corruption struggle. Very, very discouraging. You hear things like the anti-corruption war is stalled. What does that mean? Oh, the achievements are minimal. Pressmen say this. The elite, the ordinary educated Nigerian says it. It's very discouraging. Extremely discouraging. Because it appears that Nigerians have short memory. They forget where we are coming from. In 2015, March, Jonathan was carrying all your money and distributing it amongst us. Yeah. Have you forgotten? Dollars. Hundreds of millions of dollars doled out to us, billions of naira. Is that happening anymore? Why are we not grateful? Why are Nigerians so bad-mouthed? Just bad-mouthing. What a fuel subsidy scam. Any fuel subsidy scam going on now? No. We're losing $380 billion in naira a year on fuel scam subsidy. $380 billion a year. It's gone, wiped out. We are not losing that again under this administration. Nobody is saying anything about that. Every day you open your newspaper, you see some major occurrence, some major recovery. It's either Desiani or patients or some retired general. All sorts of things which would never ever have come to light if this government was not in place. Nigerians are not satisfied. The elites are not satisfied. You have to run down these activities and expect those who have been doing the sacrificing and whose efforts have been run down to be enthusiastic about what they are doing. At times, I wish you just go back to Jonathan and give Nigeria another 3 years and see whether we will not all be crossing the Sahara to Libya. Just look at a few things that have been happening under this administration. We have this non-conviction-based assets recovery perfected. All right, you can't get a man into prison immediately, deprive him of everything that he has stolen. That has been done, and it's being done successfully. And everybody knows, if you take a stolen asset from a looter, you reduce him to nothing, because you are taking him back to where he started. And he has made all his plans on how to live on stolen wealth. Suddenly you deprive him of it. And as Bolaji would say, he develops a high blood pressure. That is being done. There's no day that that this administration is not succeeding in freezing and achieving forfeiture of the high and mighty who have looted our funds. Even the BVN, which is supposed to have been introduced by Jonathan, was not enforced under Jonathan. It is now being effectively enforced, and only recently we saw the judgment, the ruling given by a court that any amount of money in a bank that is not covered by a BVN number should be frozen. And Nigerians were complaining. I just said, look, it's your money that is being saved. If you are angry and you are talking about human rights to people who are ashamed of saying they own assets in the bank, they have human rights to hide and own billions. What makes them so frightened of acknowledging what they have in the banks? Because they are ill-gotten gains. Because it's your money and my money. That's what frightens them. I know the court has amended that order now, allowing them, giving them time to come out of their holes to admit what they have. At the end of the day, if they are too ashamed to come out, that money will still be forfeited. Of course, we have a treasury single account. Also started under Jonathan's government but not enforced. You know how many billions have been saved, trillions have been saved by this government from TSA. Buhari is just one man. He has a willpower. He has set up the structures and the institutions that will fight corruption. He's showing willpower. He's backing those who are doing the job. That's why he has backed Magu against the looters who try to get rid of him. So, what more do you want him to do? Are we excused from the struggle? Are we not all Nigerians? Are we not stakeholders? We're all stakeholders. We're all losers by what has been going on. So why blame Buhari alone? If this anti-corruption struggle fails, all of us have failed, not Buhari. I think Bolaji made the point. My salary is not being paid from the monies that are looted. But quite a lot of, as we frequently tell the judges, when they were not committed to this struggle, when it comes to a state that your salaries are not being paid, because there was a time judges' salaries were owed for 6 months, and they were complaining, and we told them, the very people you don't want to convict are hanging on to your salary. They are the ones who are holding the funds that should have been used in paying you. In spite of that, we complained, the government was informed that the judiciary needed more financial backing to do their work. And their budget was increased from 70 billion to 100 billion. But the truth of the matter is that if you are not committed and you are a Nigerian, then don't be surprised if your self-inflicted wound begins to produce negative results. And I think one can say with confidence that there is now an end to high-profile looting. Not to the end of looting, high-profile looting. By that I mean ministers, National Assembly members, permanent secretaries, people who are at a level that can take billions. There's virtually an end to that because they know they can't get away with it anymore. The open season is gone. Now a new sheriff is in town and you are liable to get arrested and detained. As we are speaking now, Ayim, former secretary to the federal government, is in detention for 13 billion that has been traced to him, which he cannot account for. For another 560 million, which was given to him by the former NSA, for reasons we are not told, we don't know, but he's in detention. And so everybody knows. You can't do it again. If you do it and you are caught and there is information, you are going to be pulled in, you are going to be questioned, you are going to be interrogated, you end up in detention. So it's not easy anymore. We have a totally different type of atmosphere now from what we had in before 2015. You can't go about misusing government funds or state funds and think you can walk away with it and spend it. No, that cannot happen again, at least at a high-profile level. So what do we have to do? As I said, it's not Buhari's struggle. It's a common struggle because even if you are living well now, and many of us are getting by, but what of your children and grandchildren? What of the universities, departments that are crumbling? What of the quality of education? What of the hospitals that are not better than consulting clinics, allowing most people or compelling most people to go abroad if they can afford the money? What of various projects that were not being done? Now we have railway projects going on, a lot of road projects are going on, quite a lot of things are happening. We need not just to be alert, We need to be committed to the struggle, and we need to encourage those directly involved in it. Because if anything goes wrong and the old era comes back, that will be the end of this country.